Alright, let's come up to a standing position and come up towards the front of your towel, and you'll have your big toes touching and your heels just slightly apart. To begin with, just close your eyes for a second here and get two feelings. One of the energy going down through your feet into the floor, so you're rooted there. And an opposing energy going up through the spine, through the top of your head, so you really feel very proud, very tall, while at the same time rooted down through the floor. Any residual tension that you're feeling in your body, just let it go. So your fingers just dangle down away from the palms. Your jaw is soft. Tongue is falling off the roof of your mouth. And the eye sockets are relaxed. It's in this place of awareness that you want to set an intention for your class. A lot of people make an intention to do their practice with breath. Every single movement has a breath connected to it. You can also dedicate your practice to someone you love or that you're missing. Or you can simply do it for the fun of it. So here we go. We're going to start with pranayama breathing. With your intention in mind, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Interlock the fingers and push them down towards the floor. Each inhale is going to be about 5 seconds, every exhale about 5 seconds. So look down at your knuckles, let the air out of your lungs, and begin. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring the palms together, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, the arms go forward and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms together, they come down the center of your chest. Interlock the fingers and push down. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, palms together, interlock as you pass the heart and push down. Inhale, on the inhale, the mouth is closed, you're pulling the air through the throat. Exhale, the mouth opens, breathing all of the air out through your throat. Inhale, sounds like this. Exhale, sounds like this. Inhale, 2 more here. Reach up towards the ceiling. And exhale. Good. Here we go. Last one. Inhale, imagine you're filling your whole body with air. Reach up. Exhale, squeezing the lungs down to one spot, right in the center of your chest. Alright, let's drop the arms down by the side, and we'll get ready for crescent moon pose. Inhale, arms go up over the head, interlock your fingers over top, point your index fingers up, and remember your big toes are together, heels slightly apart. Take a big inhale, stretch up, and exhale, go over to the right side of the room. Now that's with your upper body. Your hips move over to the left. And say I were standing beside you, I would see your hips and your shoulders in one line. So when we go over to the right, sometimes you got to bring your right shoulder forward and your left hip forward a bit. And also, keep in mind the chin, you want to keep it up so your throat is open. Eyes stay nice and calm. You can come down just a little bit more on the exhales. It's the interesting thing about the body is the inhales are for lengthening, exhales generally soften the body or stretch it out. So let's do 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come back up to center, pause there, take another inhale, stretch up, and exhale, come over to the left side of the room. Now, one amazing thing that you can do, not only in crescent moon pose, but in any pose, is keep your eyes perfectly still on one spot, and then let the eyes blur. There's an amazing connection between the eyes and the brain. If they are soft and they're relaxed, so too will the thoughts be soft and relaxed. Remember what we talked about before, you want to move the breath with the body. So every inhale, there's a bit more lengthening. Every exhale, a bit more softening down. We'll do 5 more seconds. Coming down, hips out to the right. Come back up. And then let your arms float down by your side. And we'll get ready for powerful pose, Utkatasana. Bring your feet hip width apart. That's about 2 fists width apart, with the toes pointing straight forward. Then bring your arms straight forward so they're parallel to the floor and shoulder width apart. Take a big inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, sit down and backwards, almost like you're sitting back into a chair. And right off the bat, you're going to feel this. This pose is amazing for strengthening up the thighs, strengthening up the legs. And the more you sit backwards and down, the more that will activate the muscles in the legs. Let's also keep the chest lifted, nice and proud. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. Keep the arms very strong. And come back up. Now let's rise up into the forefoot and pressing down through the toes so you're balanced, standing up towards the toes. Inhale, lift up through the belly again. Exhale, bend your knees forward. And you're keeping your spine really tall in this second part. And it's almost as if you're sliding down a wall, really. Please keep in mind the arms stay strong, the breathing is slow, and the eyes are unmoving. We are creating a meditation throughout this 60 minutes. If you'd like a challenge, bring your heels forward more and bring your sitting bones towards the floor. And come back up. Let the heels float towards the floor. Bring your arms down and your feet together. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then eagle pose, Garudasana. Inhale, arms up over the head, palms together. Exhale, the right arm swings around the left arm, and you wrap around at the elbows and at the wrists. So it's like a snake coiling around a branch. Eventually, you're going to have the palms together, but if you can't, just grab on your thumb or your wrist. Have a seat down about 6 inches. Push the left foot into the floor, and bring your right leg up and over the left leg. And if you can, wrap the toes right around your left leg. So this is the setup for eagle pose. To enhance the pose, to bring it a little deeper, squeeze the forearms together, squeeze the legs together, but keep the spine tall. So remember how we started, right? There's that lengthening up, while at the same time a rooting down. Maybe sit down just a bit more. And come back up. Inhale, arms up, back over the head. Exhale, left arm swings around the right arm, wrap around again. Take an inhale, and exhale, sit down. Push the right foot into the floor. Inhale, left leg up and over, and again. Only if you can. You never want to force things, particularly where the knees are involved. Sit down into the pose. Eyes perfectly still. This is pretty important actually in eagle pose because it incorporates the balance and strength and flexibility. And with these 3 variables in play, you're going to need a lot of concentration, a lot of focus. Breathing slow. Alright, great. Let's come back up. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale, sit down as if you did in a powerful pose. But this time we're going to bring the right elbow out to the outside of your left thigh. And if you can't do that, no worries. Just put your right hand on the outside of the thigh with your forearm on your thighs. Alright, now with the elbow, push it to the right and turn your chest out to the left. So you'll feel automatically you're getting a twist through the spine, which is infinitely important here because we're preparing the spine for the next pose, which is a backward bend. For a challenge, again, we sit down a bit more into the hips and roll the right ribs towards the wall to your left. Let's come back up. Inhale, arms point back out to the ceiling. Exhale, sit down, and the left elbow now comes to the outside of the right thigh. Now really get your elbow dug in there. You're going to need this for leverage. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine out, and exhale, turn your heart towards the right side of the room. And that's actually a good way to approach the pose. Think about that. You're opening your heart to the right side of the room. Eyes are looking up on one spot. Breathing is slow. Creating a meditation within a very challenging pose. And come back up. Inhale. Arms come back over the head. Exhale. Interlock the fingers and point your index fingers towards the ceiling. Now let's keep the legs pretty strong here, okay? The tailbone is down. Let's all breathe deep, nice, tall, and then pull the arms back behind your head and look up at the ceiling. Trying to think of this in terms of an arch through your spine. Okay, the heart is open, the underarms are open here. The neck is lengthening as well. So there's this big, sweeping, rolling back motion through your spine. This is an amazing pose, not only to create flexibility in the spine, but to wake the body up, to wake the mind up. Rolling back just a bit more, eyes calm. 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. Let the arms float down by your side. Take an inhale, and an exhale. Then bring your hands to the hips. Bring your feet hip width apart. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees, and bring your hands down onto the floor. And just let your head hang here. This is a great kind of counter pose for the backward bend, just to let that low back relax. Then we'll go into Balarasana from here. That's translated into, loosely, runner's lunge. So keep the knees bent, take an inhale, and exhale, step the right leg back towards the very back of your mat. So that's a pretty long stride backwards, right? Let's come up on the fingertips, and it's like a runner in the starting blocks, getting ready to sprint. But in this case, we're going to bring our hands up onto the thigh, and that'll help with your balance. But keep the right leg supremely strong, the front shin straight up and down. Okay, so your knee is above the ankles. You can probably feel this right in front of your right hip. That's called the psoas muscle. And this is a really good muscle to stretch open, because not only does it prepare you for some of the following poses, but it helps alleviate things like back pain. It's very important. Let's bring the hands back down onto the floor. Roll the weight back and then step the right foot up together with the left foot and fold in half. Just let the head hang again. Bend the knees. Let's step back again. Now this time it's the left leg coming back. Remember, it's a long stride. In fact, if you didn't feel much of a stretch on the first side, step back a bit further with the left foot. Alright, bring the hands up onto the thigh. Now, just to give you a heads up here, if you ever do want to take this pose a little bit further, you can bring your arms up over the head, bring the palms together and cross your thumbs. From here, inhale, lift the rib cage up, and then pull into a backward bend. It's a beautiful looking pose. Again, nice wide open heart. Then bring your hands back down to the thigh if you're doing that variation. Hands onto the floor. Roll the weight backwards. And then step the feet together. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Again, the head is hanging here. Alright, let's bring the hands to the hips. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back up to standing, nice and slow. Keep your hands there, bend the knees, and step the right foot back about 4 feet. And just to give you an idea of what that is, your yoga mat's about 6 feet long. Now let's bring the arms over the head, shoulder width apart, with the palms facing one another, and bend into the left knee. So the knee, again, is right over top of the ankle. Back foot is rooted down into the floor.